Saludos amigos de Easy Endurance y Frecuencia eMMa, bienvenidos a un episodio más de Podcast Live desde la cuarentena. Hoy edición Premium, edición Luxury, con uno de los caballos del BSN y del baloncesto en Puerto Rico, Mike Rosario de los Piratas de Quebradillas. Mike, first of all, man, tough moments for everyone around the world. How are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling good. You know, I just, take it day by day and, and just hoping that everyone could just, understand that, it's just a storm that we all had to go through. And collectively, we just got to be strong, and continue to be happy and continue to be positive every day still, and that day is going to come where we could just, be normal again and see our loved ones and have a great time.
Right. You're right now in Isabela, I believe, right?
Yeah.
In Isabela. But you are born and raised in New Jersey. Do you have a home in New Jersey?
Yeah, born and raised in New Jersey, and and thank God, my family back home is okay. I check on them each and every day, and that's my second home right now. Puerto Rico
right.
Become my first.
Right. I mean, I was going to ask about it because you're one of the few players that stayed in Puerto Rico during this whole pandemic and the quarantine. So why did you decide to stay?
Because I just feel like right now is not a safe time to travel, especially, with the conditions in, New York and in New Jersey right now. The cases are very high, and, I felt more comfortable being here.
Right. Do you have anyone, close to you, any friends that may have tested positive for Corona so far, or everyone is safe?
No, not that I know of. Everyone is safe, and just following precautions, staying home and, washing their hands and making sure they're drinking their vitamin C and, taking care of themselves.
Right. Mike, talking to you at the beginning of the season, even in the preseason, like for me, it's amazing the transformation that I've seen in you, like in your demeanor, like how you present yourself, like from 2013 when you first got to the league to where you stand now. It's day and night cannot change. Obviously, God has been a major part of whatever you're doing. But how are you coping with all of this right now? Mentally, psychologically, it's tough. How are you staying positive? Every day posting positive things on your accounts and your social networks. Is this all part of the new Mike?
Yes, this is part of the new Mike, and all praise to all high, is God, because He definitely put me in, the right place mentally and physically, and I just try to utilize my platform, especially right now, to give people hope and let people know that days like this was already written to come, and if you read Revelations in the Bible, it tells you everything that's happening right now, and I just over the past couple of years I just felt I needed a change. I needed a change in my life, and mentally and physically, and no one was going to do that but myself. So I gave myself the ultimate challenge, and that started with me giving myself to the man upstairs first, and then making the commitment to the everyday life, which is my blessing that I have. I can play basketball at a very high level, and also my communication with people is much more stronger. I'm giving them the outlooks of just being themselves and growing in areas that you need to grow in to be a better person. And I feel like, this time that I went through, the process, it just built me into, a stronger person mentally and physically. And I'm very proud of myself, of doing that, because, there was no one to grab my hand like, Mike, come here and come do this, so that's a lot of, maturity and, me just being consistent with it.
Has your faith been tested? Like, it seems like this is a great moment to test your faith and really stay true to whatever you're believing.
Oh yes, for sure, for sure. There's days when even though through this process, I'm still trying to keep my body in shape and, eat the right foods and, go out and get some sun, and it's just been tough, but also you gotta look at this as another challenge. I look at it as another challenge, and, I know from reading, and reading, I know for sure, like right now, we're just going through a dark time that's only temporary. And, I just try to keep my spirits up every day and just try to, think positive things and do positive things. And, it's been a challenge, but I've been through a lot of challenges in my life where I overcome.
Right, right. I see you, using your time wisely these days. Like you live pretty close to the ocean, so that's a luxury right there. You work out, you're watching a lot of Netflix, and I would like to know, like, what's your day layouts? Like, how do you spend your days? Like, what are you doing, man?
For me to kill the hours, I get up in the morning, I fix some breakfast, and after breakfast, I'll go out right here on the patio and I'll do a little workout for about an hour and a half. And then I'll go take a walk on the beach right here and kill 2 hours, just soak my body in the water a little bit and just get some sun. And then I'll take the basketball over here. We have a little basketball court rim inside here that has no net on it, but I still, I grew up without playing with nets on baskets. So I just, I just soak in everything that's happening in a positive way. And I just try to utilize my time, just, being active and doing things that I can control. And, I just stay in shape. I try to work out every day, eat the right things, and make sure I go touch that basketball hoop every day.
Right, right. I see you. I see you. With a lot of free time, Mike, you got a lot of time to think and think about many things about yourself, the environment. How is basketball change for you? Your perspective about basketball, about being able to just play basketball for a living and just, have the freedom. Because right now we're kind of giving more value to smaller things like being able to go out and just walk down the streets. What has been the biggest like change for you in those scenarios?
Just being able to, like you said, just being able to get up and, freely, go out and go to the store and don't have to put a mask on and gloves. Having to wash my hands every time I step out. Take a shower multiple times. Just things that we never did on a regular basis daily is starting to give you the appreciation, of just even being able to wake up in the morning, and being able to brush my teeth and have toothbrush and have toothpaste, So
Right.
I just been trying to just utilize this time as, it's a challenge. I look at it as a challenge because people got to understand that, from here on out, things are not going to be easy.
Right.
They're going to get a little bit harder, and we have to imprint that, in our minds that, this might not be the worst of the worst. This is probably a little bit of it, and it's a different lifestyle, of course, and you definitely cherish the things that you are used to doing, everyday lifestyle. And I feel like it's just a challenge for everyone, to live a different way, to utilize this time right now to reevaluate yourself, with bad habits, build those bad habits into good habits,
Right.
Build yourself up mentally and physically. And I feel like, this is the time to do it. Everybody has a lot of time on their hands right now. So
Yeah.
you can utilize it, to your best of ability and really, use the hours in the day to get better as a person and, focus on things that you'll want to accomplish, after this is over.
Right. I see it as a perfect time to learn new things, to, redirect your attention to places of your life that you have maybe leave unattended for some time now. So it's all a perfect moment for that. Mike, one of the new objects in my life that I'm giving, a lot of importance right now is my jump rope. I used to stay in shape. Like, I think I'm a boxer now. I watch YouTube clips with tricks and stuff. Are you holding on to anything in particular? Like anything that you really close right now? I see you in your laptop a lot.
Just I have my PlayStation, so I just try to play some basketball, keep myself active on the game, and play online against my teammates too as well. And my Normatec, which is huge, the one that
the recovery boots.
Yeah, the recovery boots. So I take advantage of that. Every time I finish workouts, and just being able to take care of my body at the same time during this time, and still enjoy getting in contact with my teammates and being able to play online with those guys. And that's something that I cherish the most right now.
Right. Mike, let's talk about basketball. Like this year, man, Piratas de Quebradillas has a sick team, like one of the most complete teams, like since the beginning. You were in sync. You were one of the first team to start your off season and really work hard. Like I see you guys like championship contenders since day one. How were you feeling so far with the couple games that you play? Were you really looking forward to going back to the championship? And you had a tough team, bro. Like really sick team.
Yeah, and I think about it every day. I just look at it as this team is still put together right now, and we're just waiting. We're just waiting for the opportunity to get back together and continue to keep working hard. I know that all of these guys are still ready, and they have the right mindset still. And I just feel like we definitely gonna do something special. We definitely gonna do something special because when you work hard, you get rewarded. And I feel like our whole team has already put themselves in the bind of the focus of bringing it every day, and bringing it every game. And that's something that stands out a lot about my team and my teammates. So I feel like that we're definitely going to be ready. If we hopefully the league start back up, we're going to definitely continue where we started off.
Yeah. When I think about Quebradillas, I also think about LeBron James and Anthony Davis in Los Angeles, because they got the team, they got the record, they were shooting for one more ring, and then coronavirus, man. How tough luck is that?
Oh man, that was a tough one for those guys because those guys put together a great team. They built a nice team around LeBron, and I from watching those guys, you can tell that everyone was committed, to the task at hand, and the task at hand was just let's get as many wins as possible, and the main goal is to win the championship, obviously. So, and I felt like they were playing with another chip on their shoulder, especially after, Kobe Bryant passed away. So I definitely had all my chips in the basket on those guys.
Yeah. I'm a big LeBron fan, so I'm bleeding inside right now because I needed that ring, bro. Mike, you started your college career at Rutgers, and then transferred to Florida University. I've always been curious about that change. Why do you do it, basically?
To be honest with you, at Rutgers, my first 2 years was absolutely amazing with the basketball and everything that they had laid out for me. when I first got there, me being the first McDonald's All-American to go to Rutgers ever. And I was somewhat, a rock star on campus. So I was like, living in this different world as a freshman. I'm 17 years old and, I was getting everything handed to me on a plate. So it just, at a time, it got a little bit difficult for me because I wasn't getting better. I was going out and my talent was keeping me alive. I was being able to do what I was doing because of my talent, but I wasn't really, attacking the basketball lifestyle as I should. And I woke up, I'll never forget, I woke up one Sunday morning and I sat there on the edge of my bed. This is my sophomore year, the end of my sophomore year. And I was like, okay, I'm scoring, 20 points a game, 30 points a game, but we're still losing. And, where I come from, winning is just a part of my blood since, growing up. And then I went to high school. I probably lost like 4 games in high school and throughout my whole high school career. So when I got to Rutgers, that was also something that I was dealing with too, the losing part. And in my mind, I felt like I was winning because I was accomplishing my individual goals. And at the time, I didn't know anything about, a leader. I was 17 years old and I thought, okay, I can lead by example by scoring a lot of points every game. And all the other things didn't come to par with that. Being on time, being the last one to lead, putting in extra work. So like my talent was covering up a lot of the room that I still have more to improve and attack. So I wake up this one Sunday morning and I called my mom and I was like, I want to transfer. Because I sat there for 2 hours and I thought about it for so long. And I was like, Mike, like, let's be true to yourself. You're not playing against, real competition in practice, but I'm playing against, the best guys in the Big East at the time, but I still wasn't pushing myself to that extra edge in practices because I felt like, growing up, the way you practice is the way you play. And I wanted to surround myself around other great players, not just good players, other great players. And I called her and I was like, I want to transfer. And she was like, why? Like, just asking me a lot of questions. And I told her why. And the reason why is because I felt like I wasn't, getting better as far as mentally and physically. So I was living like this whole other lifestyle that I wasn't even ready for, and I was like, once I made the decision to transfer, we met with the athletic director from Rutgers and he was so shocked and all the fans at Rutgers was just so shocked and heartbroken.
Yeah, you killed them. You killed them.
That was a tough decision for me because, that's my home state. That's where I was born and raised. And that was the main reason why I stayed back at home to drive other players to play in the state and don't go to really big schools and let's try to build something special in the state. But right. I felt like I needed something more and I needed, honestly, more structure. That's what I really needed and more discipline at the time because I was young. And I made a decision and, Billy Donovan, Florida was like one of the first teams that reached out to me. And the reason why is because I had a relationship with Joakim Noah. I still do. That's my big brother. And he was the one that, obligated me to really look at Florida and trust Coach Billy's instinct in coaching and, and the process. And
Noah is a New York guy, and so basically you were related to some point because of being at the same place, kind of, and he was a beast.
He went to school. He went to school at Providence too, so we were sharing some of the similarities of him playing in the Big East. Him being a guard, and he's like really a guard coach, and that was icing on the cake for me to go play for him. And I went on my visit and I connected with him, in another way that I wasn't expecting. And right away I knew that was where I belonged.
Right. But the transfer, it seems like it was like a poisonous kind of comfort zone for you, Mike, at Rutgers. But the thing is, you have to miss a complete year, have a redshirt year. So that probably set you back.
Yes.
So it was kind of a, sour, sweet kind of situation.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Going through that process, it was definitely tough mentally because I never took a year off from playing basketball. So I was looking at that situation, and I sat down so many times by myself. When I got to Florida, I was like, all right, this is it. It's time now. Like, I have to prepare myself for not playing for a year and understand that, I might fall off the radar just a little bit, and I'm going to have to build myself back up. And, I just knew with Coach Billy being in my corner and the type of structure we had and the players that was around, it was another challenge for me. I looked at it as that. It was another challenge for me to build myself physically. It was another challenge for me to accept the fact that I won't be playing for a year, but try to utilize that time to build every weakness that I have. And that's what I worked on. That whole year, Coach Billy, he had a whole layout for me as far as workouts, film, watching the team when they go on the road. I watch all the games in the office with one personal trainer and another coach. And it was just, I was still getting my individual workouts when those guys go on the road. And then when they come back to school, I'll have the chance to work out with them, practice with them, be on the floor, learning the plays, learning the system. So it was a huge challenge for me. But
Right. Do you feel, I'm sorry, do you feel like you left so much potential on the table during your college career? Because you're basically the first All-American to attend Rutgers, so you're a high-profile player, maybe on the top 100 or every list in the nation, then missing a year, then going to Florida, where basically, you have a okay team, but it wasn't like a really good team, like, you didn't make it to the finals or anything. So do you feel like you left something on the table there during your 4 years?
Yes, I felt like, as a person, I built myself to a whole nother level going through the process with Coach Billy, because it wasn't just only about basketball. He brought back, the responsibility, being accountable, being, a leader, verbally and physically. So these were tangibles that I needed to learn at that age, and I felt like, that was preparing me for, afterlife, after basketball life. What am I, what other obstacles that I might be hit with that, going through these process and the transition from from Rutgers to Florida, I felt like, basketball wise, I definitely missed out on, a lot for that whole year. But I felt like Florida built me into a complete person, you know, and particularly with Coach Billy and the way how he ran, you know, the system. And, you know, it was an NBA system, you know, right. Everything was NBA high level. There was no, you know, there was no sugarcoat or nothing. He was just hands-on with everything. And that was something that, you know, that I needed in my career at that time. And I think back on the days, and I don't regret the decision because it built me who I am, you know, right? You know, as far as me knowing the knowledge that I know and the leadership that I know, and, you know, I know what it takes to be a champion, and, you know, and being around high level players, NBA players, you know, during the summer times, that was something that I cherished the most, being at Florida. You know, after we finished the season, all the NBA guys would come back to play pickup with us. And at the time, you had all these guys in the league, you know, Corey Brewer, Joakim Noah, Al Horford, you know, all these guys used to come back and really, really stay on campus for 2-3 weeks. And even Walter Hodge, they all come back and they compete with us, and we competing against guys that are, you know, in the NBA, that's playing EuroLeague. And that right there was preparing me for another journey after Florida. So
yeah, I totally get it. Like it wasn't just about playing ball. Like what I'm taking in of what you're saying is that Billy Donovan and Florida really make you and turn you to a complete person. Yeah. More than just, you know, basketball player that can make good after college.
Yes.
So, Mike, how do you feel about NCAA players, especially basketball and footballers, you know, getting paid? It's been kind of a controversy during the last year or so, because these programs make a lot of money, man. Like full stadiums, they sell a lot of merchandise, you know. It's a whole branding, it's a whole market. Do you think NCAA players should get paid to some extent?
I mean, back then when I was playing, I wish we would have got paid. But I believe that, you know, if these guys have the money to do it, you know, and they have to do it the right way, you know, not the legal way. I feel like, you know, those guys should get a little something, you know, back from being especially high caliber players, you know, as far as guys that's supposed to get drafted, you know, first round. And, you know, by them having them guys there at the school for that, you know, 1 year, maybe 2 years, it brings in a lot of money and a lot of attention for other players to want to come along and play. And, you know, they don't always have to make it, you know, give them a check. They could do other things, you know, dinners, you know, just stuff that the board would know about. And they would be under the table with it. I feel like, you know, those guys could, you know, receive a little bit here and there, you know, and because those are the guys that's, you know, putting the money in the program at the time. And I feel like, you know, nowadays it's different because, you know, guys was doing, you know, things that they weren't supposed to be doing at different schools, and, you know, kind of made it bad, you know, for the whole college NCAA, because now they're checking into everything that's going on, you know, with each and every player. But I feel like that's something that, you know, the school should, you know, put front forward before they get these guys, and, you know, make it known right away what they want to do with these players and how they want to treat them.
Right, Mike. Let's fast forward to your professional career. 2013, you come to the BSN, and man, you make a statement of an entrance, going straight to the finals with Leones de Ponce. Man, what up? How is that? What can you say about your rookie year?
Oh man, that was unfortunately I was put in in a very great situation, you know, with Ponce coming back into the league. They were out for 2 years, new owner, new team, new players, new everything. And it was like just a whole bunch of hype built up around my class that was coming in. And we were so hyped to be able to go to Ponce, because once we did the research, you know, on Ponce Leon, we were like, wow, like we belong here, but we haven't experienced it yet. So when we first got there, it was just, man, it was just icing on the cake, man. Like my first 2 years was like a movie. It was like really a movie. And for us to have the run that we had, you know, it all came with just, you know, us having a great group of guys. We had, you know, great veterans. At the time, I was the rookie, and we had 4 other rookies that were just so committed to working hard each and every day and competing no matter what. And that was something that really drove us over the edge, because, you know, not too many rookies come in the way how we came in.
Yeah.
Chris Gaston, Carlos Emery, Gio Fontaine, Gerbolini, Brian. Like that was the group that I came in with, and we were just so happy to be there, and just really happy to start out, you know, our professional career. And we wasn't expecting anything that happened the way how it, you know, happened with fans. You know, Ponce is really Ponce. I would say.
Man, you know, your BSN record is like a thing of beauty. You got 8 seasons, 4 finals appearances, 3 final championships. Come on, man, that's like Mayweather efficiency right there. I'm gonna put you in a tough spot, Mike. So you have to compare and choose between your 2 championships in Ponce, going back to back, 2014, 2015, to your Quebradillas in 2017, where I think you were kind of main figure. You know, man, tell me about those 2. How did they compare for you?
I would say at Ponce stuck out the most because we had a chip on our shoulder. We lost the first year to Quebradilla in the championship, and that was really a low blow. And we took that, you know, as another challenge to come back the next year and try to win it. You know, mainly not for ourselves. You know, we wanted to do it more for the city, because, you know, they supported us, you know, even when we was doing bad. They still was there on the road, taking long road trips, 6, 7 buses, you know, people missing work. Like it was incredible to see that. And, you know, the passion just behind that, I think that, you know, that's what gave the owner of our team, Oscar Santiago, he just really wanted it as much as we wanted it. And the fans even wanted it at one point more than us. And when we made the commitment, when Oscar made the commitment to bring us all back for that second year, it was like, okay, we came back, you know, we got the job done, we won the championship, and it was just it was like, I call it built up adrenaline. Like it was so built up from the first year we lost that we wanted to do it again, even after we won that first one. But we wanted to keep the same team. And that was another big challenge for Oscar. And he gave us complete hope to do it again, because, you know, right after, you know, we won the championship, he came in the locker room with with really nothing to say but congratulations, and I'm bringing the whole team back again, and we're going to do it again.
That's how you do it, man. That's gangsta right there.
We were like, what? He's gonna bring us all back again? And that just gave us a whole nother, type of energy that we needed, because we knew that a back-to-back wasn't done, with this team. And that was something that we were trying to accomplish, the first year to win it and then come back that second year. So, coming back that third year was just absolutely great for us. We had the same team, the same amount of fans, the same atmosphere. It just was a type of energy that's hard to explain. That those 3 years in Ponce was just unbelievable.
Right. Mike, yeah, I'm sorry. You can go on. You got any, you're gonna say it?
And with coming to Quebradillas, the first year when I got here, it definitely showed a lot of similarities, because the first year when I came, there was a lot of hype behind me and what I could bring to the city, and how I can accomplish a championship with this organization, because they see me do it in Ponce. So that was a whole nother challenge for me. And the fans made it a little bit hard for me too when I first got here. So that was another challenge for me. So I just soaked up, all the challenges, I just soaked them up in a positive way. And, I just made sure that, I wasn't going to let them down. And, I was going to give it my all, just like how I did in Ponce. And unfortunately, we were able to win another one. And that was special, because no one expected us to win it that year either. My first year coming to Quebradillas. So that was special to bring back another championship for the fans here.
Mike, when you look at your resume, people might think you're actually older than you are. Bro, you're 29 years old. Like I said, 8 seasons in the league, 3 championships, 4 finals appearances. You got to be honest with me on this one, Mike. Why are you not on the national team? If you have to choose like the main reason, we can skip the question if you want, but I would appreciate your honesty.
I'll answer it. Me personally, I had to, like I told you before in the beginning of the interview, that was part of, my reason of me not being there, because I wasn't mature enough. I had to really, build myself to a complete person mentally and physically, and become more of a leader, because, that's what I have. And a lot of guys, they look up to me, and that's another challenge that I bring upon myself to make sure I accomplish, because, my first couple of years with the national team, it was just so comfortable for me that, I got too comfortable. And, when you get too comfortable, you forget about, what first got you there. And during this process of me not being on the national team, I had a lot of time to build myself, mentally and physically, and prepare myself, because I know it's not the end of the tunnel, and I'm still young, and, those guys are going to really, want me back there. And I got to make sure that, I'm physically and mentally ready, to take us to wherever we need to go. And, I took that as a real complete challenge for me, because personally, me representing the country at 19 years old, with the 19 and under, we did some special things. And I look back on those moments and I cherish them so much, because nobody really understands, what it's like to represent, a whole country. And, I've gotten a dose of that in the beginning of my teen years. So, and being around JJ and Carlos and Larry and, all the guys that, took that high pedestal, I felt like, I had, I'm the next one in line to be that guy, but I also gotta, carry myself the right way on and off the court, make the right decisions and, be more vocal with my teammates, be more of a leader, build myself up to a complete Mike Rosario. And I felt like, with this time that, I haven't been on the team, I just been utilizing, my strengths in that area, just making sure I build myself and prepare myself for the challenges that they're going to set forth for me so I can be prepared when they do call me back, which is, going to be soon, but I'm just, I always stay on the process and, stay positive, and just, continue to keep getting better as a person and as a leader and, on and off the court. And now I'm, at that point where, I'm ready. I'm complete now. I'm ready. And, I believe that those guys see that and, my coach, my teammates, and, those guys are just ready to have me back and I'm ready to be back as well.
Mike, I really appreciate you answering the question because I think it takes a lot of courage, a lot of matureness, going through some dark places to actually come out with an answer like that. So I congratulate you on, stepping through that situation and being able to talk about it. It says a lot of good things about you. Mike, we're almost finished here, so I want to talk about who you think is the toughest matchup defensively in the league, or overall, who has been the biggest matchup for you? Like you say, yo, eMMa, this guy is a tough guard for me.
I would say it's two of them. I would say first David Huertas. That's definitely.
You know what? I was gonna say about 2013, the championship. I think he was in Quebradillas, right?
Yeah.
Like that dude was unstoppable in the finals, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That was the first dose that I've got, being a two guard in this league and who I was gonna have to go up against day in and day out. And ever since it's just been battles. It's been battles and battles and battles. And I felt like, especially, shout out to David. That's someone that I definitely look up to, big brother. Man, and he went to Florida too. Going up against him just, really made me into a better player as well. With the start of my career, being in the BSN, coming across that matchup, he really, physical with me, making me work for everything. And, I just was this little skinny kid coming into the league. So I was just like, coming in like macho man. And, he definitely, showed me the ropes, as far as, being, the at a high caliber level at the two guard position in this league. And I'll say that's the first person that gave me problems on the defensive end because he's a big guard, he's 6'5", physical, can shoot the ball, can get to the basket. Defensively he can play defense as well. And that was something of another challenge for me because I know in order for me to be the best at my position, I got to compete against the best. And, he's the best two guard on the island. So I was considered number two. So this is my matchup. So I definitely enjoy it. I embrace it, and it definitely, completed me into, a real good two guard here in this league going up against him.
You said you had two. Who's the other one?
And
toughest matchup.
The other one for me, I would say, is Victor Liz.
Oh, Dominican power.
Victor Liz, because it's easy to guard someone with the ball, but he moves so much without the ball, and he scores a lot of points without the ball. So that's another challenge for you defensively on the other end. You know, it's not only guarding him on the offensive end, you have to guard him on the defense end as well, because you have to block him out. He's one of the guards that I've seen, besides him and Mendoza, that grab a lot of rebounds at the guard position. He's like that guard in this league that grabs 6 or 7 rebounds, Victor Liz. And that's a whole nother challenge for whoever is guarding him on the defensive end. And I felt like, you know, going up against him, that also made me, you know, a better player, a better defensive player, because you can't take no days off. When you're going up against David Huertas and Victor Liz, you can't take no games off against those guys.
It's 4 o'clock.
The time you take, any possession you take off, you know, any play, you know, at any given time, those guys, you know, they turn that into a positive for their team. So you got to be on your toes at all points with those guys.
I'm gonna let you go after this one. You're now an entrepreneur. And where to find your merchandise?
Repeat
where
that.
Can people? Can you talk to me a little bit about it, and where can people go and buy your merchandise?
Let me look up this right now. It's a hold. It's a hold on the merch right now because, you know, because of everything that's going on. But I'm gonna show these guys the link. But everything has been going great with the merch. I've definitely gotten good feedback. But right now I'm just trying to put together more ideas and more styles, and, you know, just trying to really, you know, get myself out there as far as like, you know, having people, you know, look at it and try it and see how it is, and the fabric and all that type of stuff. But
what's the name of the brand, Mike?
Fanach, FANARCH.com. And you go on that website and you go to the search and you just type in Mike Rosario, and it'll show you, you know, all the merch that I have so far. But yeah, we're just trying to build, you know, a brand for myself. Besides the merch, I'm trying to build my own brand. So it's taking a little bit more time now with everything that's going on, but that's what we're looking forward to. You know, for the future for me is to build my own brand, have my own store. So these are things that, you know, I've been going over with my team, and we're in the process of doing that. And I'm just so thankful to have the people that have supported me, you know, with my merch so far, and, you know, giving me the opportunity to just, you know, be thankful of what am I doing for the people, and, you know, just giving people a different outlook of Mike Rosario, and I'm really thankful for that.
All right, Mike. I appreciate your time today, bro. It has been a magic conversation. Really, a lot of information. I feel like talking to you is always so real. You know, no BS, no cutting corners, straight to the point. And I think you're a great player and even a better person. So I appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you playing again this year, bro. We need the league back. Come on.
Yes, we do. I really appreciate you having me, eMMa, as always. And I enjoy our interviews. And, you know, I'm not really a big interview guy, but I definitely enjoy talking with you because it's this type of energy we have. And I appreciate you again. Thank you so much.
All right, folks. Thank you very much for your attention, amigos. Esto ha sido todo por otra entrevista de Easy Endurance. Estén pendientes de nuestras redes. Y Mike, stay safe. God bless you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.